much you can do about it. It's like, imagine you're in an airplane and the captain says, we're out of fuel, the plane's gone down, there's nothing they can do, right? That is inevitable. Over in Egypt, and they are under the ground about 100 feet. And these stone boxes now, lads, are at roughly 100 tons weight, some of them. And they have, the lid is 30 ton weight. And these boxes, imagine now a 100-ton box, sliced lid, and 30 ton on the lid. And then the inside of the box, that's all carved out. All the inside is carved out. Boom. So it's all carved out like that, and it's all pristine and shiny. They carved it out and they shined all the inside of the box, polished up the stone, it's like glass. Right, and now how they got that 100 feet under the ground, 22 of them I might add, and dragged them down hundreds of meters of tunnels, and then placed them in little spots that you can't even turn them. Now how they happened, they got them in, but, and it's just unreal, right? And then they find one of the boxes, it's halfway down the tunnel, and it's not finished, so obviously they must have taken the boxes in there rough, and they worked on them inside. Now how did they work on them? With what tools? These boxes are huge, like these boxes are about 10 foot long and about 7 foot high, right? They're called bull boxes. You used to put bulls into them, supposed to be, even though they never found any bulls in them either, right? So, and some of them are closed, but they won't let you push back the lid to see. So, one of them was busted at the side. Again, it looks like a lot of gooey shit in there. I'm not sure, man, you know, but I didn't see any bones or anything. So they call them bull boxes, but again, nothing to do with bulls if you ask me. Like, why would you go through all that to bring down a few bulls under the ground? This is unreal. I'll find it and I'll put it in the video, because let you watch it. So, anyway, they brought them boxes down in pitch dark, supposed to be, and dragged them down corridors. You can barely get down the corridor, like, you know what I mean? The box is barely squeezing, barely enough room between you and the box to get through. And that was all done in the pitch black. 100-ton boxes. Look, one fella got onto the American company and asked him, if I give you a block of stone like this, the very same stone they're built out, I think it's basalt or granite, if I gave you one of them, can you cut that box out like that? Polished and cut it out like that. And the man said, no, we don't have the tools to polish it and cut it out like that. No, we'd have to have the box in sections, you know. But there's no way we could do it now. It's just unbelievably difficult, you know. They might be able to do it. He said they couldn't, but I mean, even if they could, it's an unmerciful amount of work and technology and laser guided fucking tools is needed. But no, they're under the ground, polished up, right, that's what they are. All done in the dark then, went down rough, supposed to be, and we're all polished, cut, chiseled, cleaned, with the copper tools, that way with the copper chisels, right? Drills with the hand in like that, and the copper drills and the saws, and you're there for infinity, wearing through copper fucking drills. You can imagine a copper drill, lads, right, and copper hammers and that, it's a joke. They're supposed to have made them boxes and then polished them. The mirror and the Hubble telescope that have to be polished to that perfection. And the straightnesses of them, you know, it's just off of the chart, right? They went in there rough, and then they're smooth and then straightened and polished and everything done. And then later on, the Egyptians rolled on into town again, and they found them and they carved some Egyptian hieroglyphs onto some of them boxes. But you can see the carving is pure crude, it's crude. The Egyptians are perfectionists in their carving, but on these carvings it's like they couldn't carve into the rock is that solid. Big boxes, man, for bulls supposed to be. Nah, none of bulls down there, man, more like demons probably inside them, as I said. And look them up, you won't believe it, man. The workmanship that went in to drag them under the ground. Throughout the world, like, I'll try and bits here and there, as I said, as I go along, but there's lots of places throughout the world. Like I said, loads of countries throughout the world that have all, they've done buildings and structures that no one can understand how they were done. Like, this is not just Egypt I'm on about now, obviously. Oh, the hospital's getting the fucking back off me, the dirty little rat. But I mean, in Mexico, the Mayans, the Inca, the over in India, they have some structures in India. Some of the structures in India, right, they say the gods made them out of water. I mean, it's unreal the structures are over there in that India. Same in Turkey, the structures over there are off the chart. Right? And in Kuwait, Saddam Hussein's country that time, oh, I'm getting fucking it. I mean, there was buildings standing over there since the Bible spoke about in the Bible. The buildings are still standing there. And when the Americans went over, they blew them to dust, a lot of them, right? Because you know the crack there. Anything to do with God, get it gone. We don't want them looking back in history and saying, oh look, in the Bible it says that building is there, and it really is there. The Bible, this could be real, telling the truth, which it is, which I know it's the truth, but anyway. So while they do, oh listen, we don't want them people looking at the Bible and noticing the buildings they're talking about are there, they exist still. We'll go over and go to war with that country and we'll blow that off the face of the earth. That's half the reason it goes into them countries, to wipe out the history. I said it before, again, said it yesterday in the previous video. He who controls the history controls the future. He molds your brain into thinking what way things are. Ducks, lambs, I tell you. So they want God gone. Now look at the way things are going today in the world, lads. Don't get me talking. You need Jesus and you need God more than you ever did, right? More than you ever did. These are end times, and I'm not here scaremongering. I mean, you can suck it up. There's much you can do about it. It's like, imagine you're in an airplane and the captain says, we're out of fuel, the plane's gone down. There's nothing they can do, right? Death is inevitable. And that's the way the world is going today. The plane is all out of juice. We're nose diving down. Death is inevitable for us all, right? There's only one way we can be saved, by the hand of God, right? That'll be your soul to be getting saved, not the flesh. So, you want to get right with Jesus. I mean, I know I try to do the right thing. I always will try to do the right thing, you know. I'm not bad-minded or not, you know, there's goodness in me. I wouldn't be bad-minded to no one. So I try to do the right thing, but I'm not no fool. But, you know, I always try to think to myself, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do, you know? So, I mean, sometimes that doesn't come into my head. Down through the years, that'll often be the last thing in my mind, you know. Thinking afterwards, it's a pity I didn't come into my head. I might have thought differently about certain things. But sometimes you just can't walk away from some things. You just can't. You're supposed to supposed to, like, but I mean, it's so difficult to walk away from some things sometimes. You know, if someone's in your face. Anyway, so the boat's whistling away there, happy out, lads. And there's the guy, happy out, he's up there. And imagine, like, he's just there, like, he's somewhere low. Oh, I haven't left. Yeah. See where, yellow. Yeah, I think it's one of the yellow tits or something, or the yellow finch. He looks like a finch as well now, as well. Happy out, singing about perched up there, he's by happy out. King of the castle up there, he's lads, king of the castle. Now you see me, boys, and now you don't.